Okay, welcome back for Domain 3, Security Architecture and Engineering. In this session, we'll explore how to build security directly into systems instead of treating it as an afterthought. You'll learn how to apply secure design principles, understand core models, select and implement the right controls, and translate enterprise-level cybersecurity concepts into examples that you can relate to at home. From smart home setups to online banking, let's get started. Every secure system starts with secure design. Building security in from the beginning, not bolting it on later, is what separates resilience from vulnerability. We do this using principles like least privilege, defense in depth, and zero trust. Think of it as setting up your smart home. You disable default settings, give each device minimal rights, and separate your network into guest and personal zones. You even check a security checklist to ensure you didn't leave an open port. That's secure architecture and thinking in action. Now that we've built securely from the ground up, let's look at how we define the rules, the models, that keep everything consistent. Security models give structure to how systems enforce policies, who can access what, and under which conditions. They translate abstract ideas like confidentiality and integrity into enforceable rules. Think of your shared family computer. Parents can see everything, kids can't delete files. That's a real world reflection of these models. Now that we understand how models define control, let's see how we apply the right safeguards through security controls. Security controls are the tools and guardrails that bring policy to life. Choosing them is about matching the right protection to the right risk, technical, administrative, or physical. Suppose you have a laptop with sensitive data. You assess the risk of theft and respond by enabling full disk encryption, requiring a strong password, installing tracking software, and disabling USB ports. That's not overkill, it's tailored protection based on need. Once the right controls are in place, we rely on technology itself to enforce many of them. Let's explore those built-in security capabilities. Every device, from laptops to servers to smartphones, comes with built-in capabilities that protect data. Memory protection keeps apps isolated. A trusted platform module, or TPM, secures cryptographic keys. Encryption scrambles data so only authorized users can read it. Your smartphone is a perfect example. It encrypts storage by default, uses a secure enclave to store keys, and lets you wipe it remotely if lost. These are unsung heroes of security, the quiet technologies working behind the scenes to protect you. But even the best designs have weak points. Let's talk about spotting and fixing vulnerabilities before attackers find them. Architecture isn't just about how things look, it's how they're connected. Vulnerabilities often hide in those connections, and as security professionals, our job is to find and fix them before someone else does. Imagine checking your home Wi-Fi router and realizing the guest network can see your main devices, your cameras, your laptop. You immediately isolate those guests onto their own VLAN. That's vulnerability assessment and mitigation, identifying weak spots and strengthening them. And since so much of what we do lives on the web, our next step is protecting online systems from those same weaknesses. Web systems are constant targets, open doors to the world. Attacks like SQL injection, cross-site scripting, or session hijacking exploit weak coding or poor configuration. In daily life, it's like online banking. You check for the HTTPS padlock, use strong passwords, and never connect through public Wi-Fi without a VPN. Web vulnerabilities thrive on trust. The goal is to verify everything, every time. But it's not just about websites. The mobile devices we use every day bring their own unique security challenges. Mobile devices are like pocket-sized computers, powerful, personal, and often overlooked. Assessing and mitigating their vulnerabilities means controlling what gets installed, keeping them updated, and reviewing permissions. You already do this when you enable automatic updates, avoid downloading from unknown sources, and remove sketchy apps. It's the same discipline an organization uses to secure corporate smartphones. And beyond mobile, there's an even broader world, smart devices all around us. Let's talk about embedded systems. Embedded devices make life convenient, but each one is a tiny computer with potential risk. The fix is simple. Change default passwords, apply firmware updates, and isolate them from sensitive networks. In your home, that means keeping smart bulbs off the same Wi-Fi as your work laptop. Small steps like that prevent big breaches, and that's what architecture level mitigation is all about. Of course, all of these devices depend on one thing: cryptography. To keep data private and authentic, cryptography is necessary. Let's look at that next. Cryptography is the language of trust, the invisible armor around modern data. It ensures privacy, integrity, and authenticity through encryption, hashing, and digital signatures. Use it more than you think. Sending an encrypted email, storing backups on an encrypted drive, or rotating your encryption keys yearly. Even shredding old keys is part of the good key lifecycle management. Cryptography is a balance, strong enough to protect, flexible enough to work. But technology alone isn't enough. Security starts at the physical level too. How and where systems live. Physical security is the first line of defense, because if someone can walk in, they don't need to hack in. Designing secure facilities means thinking about layout, wiring, HVAC, and access points from the start. In your home, you do the same. You lock your laptop with a cable, keep your router in a closet, store backups in a fireproof safe, and install a window alarm. Security by design doesn't stop at code. It extends to concrete and steel. Once the building is designed securely, the next step is implementing the controls that keep it protected day to day. Once a site is built, controls bring it to life. Cameras, locks, UPS systems, and environmental sensors all help safeguard assets. Think about your own setup: a motion camera above your home server, a locked cabinet for equipment, and a UPS keeping your system stable during a power surge. You even monitor temperature and use a fan if it overheats. That's environmental protection. Security architecture isn't abstract, it's everywhere, from your living room to global data centers. Okay, now that we've covered everything from secure design to physical defense, it's time to test your CISSP mindset. Before we jump into the quiz, here are a few things to keep in mind. CISSP questions aren't designed to test how many facts you can memorize. They test how you think. You'll often see multiple answers that look correct from a technical point of view, but your goal is to choose the best next step or the option that reflects sound, risk-based judgment. Always approach each question from a risk advisor and managerial perspective. Ask yourself, which choice best supports business objectives while minimizing risk? That's the mindset the exam is built around. And it's what separates someone who knows cybersecurity from someone who can lead it. Question 1. While designing a new internal web portal, the team wants to minimize the impact if an attacker compromises one user account. As a security architect, which principle should guide your recommendation? A. Fail-safe defaults. B. Defense in depth. C. Least privilege. D. Separation of duties. The correct answer is C. Least privilege. Least privilege limits each user's access to only what's necessary, reducing potential damage from single compromise. While defense in depth adds layers, it doesn't specifically limit privilege at the user level. The CISSP manager focuses on risk minimization through access restriction, not merely layering. Question 2. You're advising a small business that stores customer payment info on laptops. Management wants maximum protection. Which is the most risk-based recommendation? A. Implement full disk encryption and strong authentication. B. Disable all USB ports and remove network access. C. Deploy costly data loss prevention software immediately. D. Install 2 antivirus products for redundancy. The correct answer is option A. Implement full disk encryption and strong authentication. CISSP thinking avoids over-engineering. Encryption and authentication address the highest impact risk. Options B and C may be secure, but ignore practicality and proportionality, key CISSP judgment factors. Question 3. A smartphone encrypts its storage and uses a secure enclave for cryptographic keys. What best describes this control? A. Administrative. B. Technical. C. Physical. D. Procedural. The correct answer is B. Technical control. Encryption and secure enclaves are technical controls that enforce confidentiality and integrity. A CISSP differentiates control types to ensure balanced coverage across administrative, technical, and physical domains. Question 4. You discover that your guest Wi-Fi network can access internal devices. From a CISSP risk perspective, what's the next best step? A. Turn off the guest network immediately. B. Document the risk and escalate to management. C. Isolate the guest network onto a separate VLAN. D. Increase the Wi-Fi password complexity. The correct answer is C. Isolate the guest network on a separate VLAN. CISSP thinking prioritizes mitigation aligned with business continuity. Isolating guests reduces exposure without halting operations. Question 5. A developer team proposes launching a customer portal without HTTPS to save time, claiming passwords are hashed anyway. As a CISSP-minded manager, what should you do first? A. Approve if the hash algorithm is strong. B. Reject deployment until HTTPS is implemented. C. Add more logging to detect attacks. D. Apply security headers in the web code. Correct answer is B. Reject deployment until HTTPS is implemented. Transmission security, HTTPS, ensures confidentiality in transit. Hashing protects only stored data. CISSPs focus on risk prevention before exposure, not just detection. Question 6. Your organization allows bring your own device. Which policy most effectively reduces mobile security risk? A. Require employees to sign a usage acknowledgement. B. Mandate official App Store use and enforce automatic updates. C. Perform weekly manual inspections. D. Block all camera and Bluetooth functions. The correct answer is B. Mandate official App Store use and enforce automatic updates. Mandating official app sources and updates addresses the highest probability threats efficiently. CISSP managers seek scalable, preventable policy over intrusive or unrealistic enforcement. Question 7. An IoT thermostat on a corporate network runs outdated firmware. What's the most appropriate CISSP level response? A. Disconnect it until patched. B. Ignore it. Low data sensitivity. C. Restrict network access to business hours. D. Document and revisit next quarter. The correct answer is A. Disconnect it until patched. Outdated firmware is an exploitable vulnerability. The risk-based move is to isolate until mitigated, balancing security and operational needs. Waiting or partial restriction doesn't eliminate exposure. Question 8. A company uses encryption for backups but hasn't rotated keys in 5 years. What should the security manager recommend first? A. Immediately delete all old keys. B. Develop and implement a key management policy. C. Renew all certificates before expiration. D. Encrypt the keys with stronger algorithms. The correct answer is B. Develop and implement a key management policy. Question 9. During a home office assessment, you find a router on a desk near a window and an external drive containing backups. What's the best improvement aligned with defense in depth? A. Encrypt the backups and move the router to a locked closet. B. Unplug the router when not in use. C. Label the backup drive critical, do not touch. D. Install additional antivirus software. The correct answer is A. Encrypt the backups and move the router to a locked closet. Physical safeguards plus encryption combine physical and technical layers, a hallmark of defense in depth. CISSP managers address layered risk reduction, not symbolic controls. All right, now let's talk about how these questions reflect real CISSP thinking. Each one is designed to test judgment and layered reasoning, not just memorization. Now, will most of the exam questions be this simple? Absolutely not. But the concepts still apply. The exam often focuses on identifying the best next step or the underlying principle being applied. That's one of CISSP's favorite tricks. And here's the challenge. Many of the answers will sound technically correct, but only one truly aligns with primary intent. The most appropriate action from a managerial, risk-based perspective. That's what separates a good technician from a true CISSP. Okay, great work in completing Domain 3, Security Architecture and Engineering, the blueprint of how secure systems are built and sustained. In this section, you connected theory to reality, translating security models, cryptography, and system hardening into everyday examples that anyone can understand. You learned how defense in depth, least privilege, and secure design principles form the backbone of resilient architectures. From your smartphone to your home network. Remember, CISSP questions aren't about memorization. They test judgment. Think like an engineer and a risk advisor. Design with intention, defend with precision, and balance confidentiality, integrity, and availability at every layer. If you're enjoying this journey, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to support the channel. I'll see you in Domain 4, Communication and Network Security, where we'll extend these principles across the wires, protecting data as it moves through the world's most connected systems. See you then.